Okay, we're about to go live with Brandon, and he will. Hold on, let's do something here. If you bear with me a moment, we're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna talk deeply. I think very deeply. I'm just setting up my equipment because I really wasn't ready. Okay, now let me have an idea. How do I add someone on like I would on Instagram? Let's call him. He knows. Just bear with me. Bear with me. I'm dealing with an old man. Hush, bro. What is that? I ain't that old. I still get it in when I have to. Get my Yoda look on, like a Jedi. Prime Minister of the Milky Way. No one's watching now, so I don't give a shit. And when you come back and look, maybe you'll laugh. Let's call my cousin. Maybe just forgot about it.
Yeah.
All right, check this out. How do you add somebody into it? Listen, I ain't even gonna get into the specifics, but for some reason, my broadcasting software it just went kaput all of a sudden when I was trying.
I could do it.
No, so I'm on YouTube now on my live channel. I just want trying to figure out how to add you on like you would on Instagram or something.
Yeah, the YouTube channel. I don't.
I mean, what you got to have a channel or what you got to do?
You gotta have a channel to do that.
And you don't have one.
I have a channel, but I'm far away from my equipment.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on.
What we can do is we can do a posting of this, and then just go ahead and post it.
Oh, just like this, just me doing my thing over here. I got you.
I have Final Cut Studio now. I have Final Cut where I can take this, edit it, I can use CapCut.
Oh, so yeah, you're recording too. So this is just a live version, so I know what the original was. Did we go before we edit? I got you. I'm with you. So okay, and I can do the share screen. And I'm gonna play around over here and see if I can get the WhatsApp to work on the computer at the same time this is going. Right. I maybe just. I know the audio will work. I just don't know. It wants to, they want to compete for the cameras. What the issue is.
Don't even worry about that. I'm recording you right now, and then I'm gonna edit it and everything. And CapCut just to give me something to actually, trial and error.
And we used to have access to this live footage, so we can put that in there as well if we need. Correct. Because I'm going to do some screen sharing here on this screen. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So what I wanted to do is I wanted you to kind of look at what I sent you. If you can, maybe tomorrow. But what I wanted to find out is.
Okay, I'm looking at this stuff. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 things right here.
Yeah. And so where we're at right now is we're in September. So
that's right.
We don't have that far away until we get to November, and they're saying that this coin is going to go parabolic on November 2nd.
All right, hold on a second. Are you aware of what my current prediction of what the crypto market is about to do and what's going on?
No, go ahead.
Okay, I mean, off of the top of my head, I mean, I could find my page is American Bitcoin Bank on Facebook, and I mean, you should come and join. I mean, I got almost as many fans there as I do on music or me personally. But what the prediction was, from what I know off the top of my head, was that I was telling my investors to put in slowly between now and Christmas. Okay. that I'm expecting some major market turbulence. Typically in December, it ramps up pretty high toward December, and then it's going to drop. And what we're really waiting for is the dip, because we're up to about 115,000, I think is about the average for the last month or two. And which, I mean, is a dream for a lot of people, but you got to remember the shape of Bitcoin. It's like an alligator, it's like a zipper going up. It goes up, then goes down, goes up, then goes down. And I mean, it always comes up, higher, typically exponentially than what the last high was. I mean, just in recent memory, I mean, I go back to, I remember before you could sell it, okay? But recent memory, when the big, milestones were stuff like when it hit 10,000 Bitcoin, I was right there. When it hit 1,000 Bitcoin, $1,000 per Bitcoin, I was right there. When the Bitcoin price, when I ordered my first Bitcoin miner, opposed to mining with my laptop, an ASIC miner, it wasn't even from Bitmain. It was from some knockoff Chinese company. But anyway, when I ordered it miner, Bitcoin was maybe at $13 a bit. I thought 13,000 a Bitcoin. Within the month, and it was, I want to say I probably ordered it October or November of, must have been 18 is what the year was. I'm thinking either 17 or 18, but either whatever year the first time it hit 20,000. Within the time that I ordered it, Bitcoin had shot up to, let's say, 16.5 or something. And when I first plugged my Bitcoin in the first few days, it shot up to the 20,000. Now, it only was at 20,000 for a few hours or so before it, dropped back down below 20,000. But I mean, it stayed above 15,000 for some time. And that Bitcoin miner, I mean, I overpaid for it. I mean, I bought it from a guy who bought it from the manufacturer. So I bought it, these guys, what they would do is they'll buy out the new miners when they come out. They'll buy out as many as they can and then resell them. That's just what's been going on forever. And so, so if let's say the miner comes out and it's $1,200, I mean, it's customary that somebody ends up buying it on the secondhand market for $1,800, $2,000, sometimes 2 and 3 times worth as much as it was originally sold for. And the reason is, I'm getting to it. The Bitcoin miner, when I first plugged mine in, very first day, I mean, it was making $150 a day worth of Bitcoin at the price of what Bitcoin was at the time. So let's just call it $15,000 a Bitcoin, and I'm making $150 worth of Bitcoin a day. Now, I mean, multiply that by 10, because that's what Bitcoin is worth now. So holding that Bitcoin, that's $1,500 per day, and it held at that rate for 3 months. So that's 90 days, 90 times 1,500. I mean, I used to be able to do that math quick like that, but
what I want to say is when you figure that out.
But that's just 3 months. That's just 3 months of the Bitcoin. That's less than 10 years on an investment. Thinking of something investment-wise, I'm with you. And I just want to come up with the dollar while I'm on that train of thought. But so you got the 90 times the 1,500 very quickly, call me stupid, is $135,000 off of a $3,000 machine. And that's 3 months. I mined for about 2 years with it. I mean, like I said, I bought it, got it right around Christmas, or a little bit before Christmas. By June, it was down to about $75 a day. By that next year, it was down to about 50. When it was a year old, it was down to $50 a day, which is still good money. I mean, I'm talking about $50 a day after the electricity's paid, after the pool fees are paid. Okay. Issue, I had the thing in my house in my basement. It was loud as hell. I mean, even to watch TV, I had to turn the TV. I mean, the thing is loud as hell. It makes a lot of heat. I mean, no matter how much AC I had going on in the summer, it was hell in the house, and it was in the basement. I mean, the things can be used to heat up your house in the winter because they really do. They create a lot of heat. And I mean, they tell you that, and you have to experience it to appreciate it because it makes a lot of noise. It makes a lot of heat. I mean, so it was an inconvenience for both of my daughters. The money isn't immediately realizable. I mean, at the time, I mean, the most I did with it was played online poker on American. But you know, but the thing what got crazy was this. When I looked and realized that, and this is before I even started mining, I thought I was a winning poker player. But when I had to, let's say I had to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin in order to put it on the poker network to play. Back up. Let's say I bought $200 worth of Bitcoin and I put 100 on there to play. 9 times out of 10, by the time I was cashing out my winnings in poker, Bitcoin had appreciated more than what my winnings were. And that's not to mention the 6 out of 10 times that I'm going to lose. I mean, even the best players lose more than they win. I mean, that's the discipline of poker is you got to be able to take losing.
My question to you is, when you're going through this timeline of holding, selling, and what have you, minding and all that, what was the one thing that you could say to yourself when the prediction came about that your prediction was true and Bitcoin was going to do what it did? What was that feeling like to know that what you insinuated came true?
Two steps. You would think that it would be an end, but it's really a beginning. Because, I mean, the idea of Bitcoin as a currency is only talking about the tip of the iceberg or what it's really capable of. A feeling of relief. I mean, I know my mom had a feeling of relief. She thought I'd gone just crazy, okay? Because, I mean, I was of my state where, I mean, a true believer in both blockchain, Bitcoin, and freedom. I mean, it all goes together, okay? There's a reason. You get the imagery, and one of these, I think this is what we'll do for one of these videos we do. Burning money is like part of it, okay? Because the value in money is gone. It's been gone, okay? The difference between money and Bitcoin is they can't take the value of Bitcoin and still pass it around and say it's Bitcoin. But that's what they've done with money. The money isn't worth anything, but I mean, it's basically an IOU, okay? Where blockchain technology, I mean, talks about digitizing everything, commoditizing everything digitally, okay? So that everything, I mean, in fact, they've already done it. They've already mapped the world 2-3 times over digitally. You know, talk about, when I say they, I'm talking about CIA type, bigger than them even, black bag operation type folks. But they say it's already all digitized. And with that, I mean, I don't know if you know this, but Ohio was the first state that you could actually buy land with Bitcoin, okay? But with that, the ledger of Bitcoin would be, I mean, there would be no house fraud. There would be no people filing a deed, in your name, and you find out 5 years later when you're getting evicted because they got a mortgage against you. There would, because that with the blockchain technology, I mean, with that ledger, what you're dealing with is beating every. You don't just have to fraud my computer. You got to fraud every computer that's on the network, and that's basically every computer in the world. The hackers, every computer that's on the network is mining Bitcoin. Now, computers can only mine like 0.0001 cent of a Bitcoin per week or some shit. Okay, with the best computer you're gonna find, but you line me up with a couple million of them, maybe even a billion of them, okay? And that money's gonna roll in because it's all funneling into. I mean, they busted that scheme over and over again, okay? But there's all type. I mean, it's a lot bigger than what a lot of folks have realized. That's why the governments are talking about trying to shut it down, because they realize that it's the coming of the end for them.
Okay, I got a question. When you talk about mining, because some people don't understand what that means. They know what mining oil is. You go get
Okay.
from a resource. So can you elaborate on how can we mine something digital?
Okay, all right. Mining is just a placeholder as a word, as a term, okay? What you're really talking about when you're mining is run the algorithm, which is Bitcoin, okay? Now, originally, when it first started with Bitcoin, you could mine on your computer, meaning that you could run the process. Okay, think of a miner like, you know, those credit card processors when you go to the store.
Yeah.
You run your credit card, right? And then it processes through. They got a big server where it says it links up your account to your card. Okay, makes that purchase. They give you the product. They take the money from either your debit card or put the credit, to put it on your credit, right? That's a ledger. That's a centralized ledger. Okay, and that's how the credit system works. Bitcoin is a decentralized ledger. It's basically the exact same thing, but it's over a vast network of computers that all do the same calculations at the same time, okay, and verify the answer. And then you have to have a majority of all of these computers in the world agreeing for the move to be made. That's why it's unfraudable, okay? It's never been cracked, okay? Quantum computer may be able to do it, okay? But I mean, that's distance on, and by then Bitcoin's evolving as well. It's branching off all the time. But
it can't be a criminal could not hack the system, but they can take money from you.
The criminal cannot hack the Bitcoin, but he can hack the device that you're holding, your access to Bitcoin. I mean, just like when we talked about having the ledger, he can steal the ledger from you and beat the code out of you, okay? He can kidnap you, okay? Or kidnap your kid until you let it. I mean, these things have happened, okay, and are happening because it's real money, for real. But no, but back to mining something that's digital. What these miners do is process the transactions. Every time somebody makes a transaction, which is just a transfer from one person, one wallet to the next, that transaction is processed by these miners. Now, every time it's like you put in A plus B equals D, and then that's a code that on the other side, through the encryption, only this other unique address will be able to receive it. And it's verified by the entire network. Now, with that, the computers that are doing the verification are rewarded in Bitcoin. They're rewarded on those fees. When you send Bitcoin, there's a fee. I mean, that's one of the biggest downfalls of Bitcoin are the fees. Makes it very good for storage of value, but it's very bad for transfer, like a commodity, like money, because it costs too much to use it. It's like when you go to the corner store and they want to put 50 cents on the damn card because you use less than $10. You know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous. You buying a Black and Mild, you trying to buy a single cigarette, which is illegal, for $1, but they're gonna charge you 75 cents because you used a card. So it's, you know, that's Bitcoin's problem. It's too expensive, too bulky. But, and I went on a tangent because I know the solutions.
Good though. Everything's good.
No, everything's beautiful. No, it's all, everything's going. The best thing we could do for Bitcoin is to work on adoption. I mean, there's a large community that's supposed to be working on, they were getting Bitcoin stores going and stuff going. And the truth is, outside of America, it's huge. America is shitting on it.
Now are you telling me?
Well, listen, if I wanted to, well, before Cash App, okay, if I wanted to send my great aunt in Jamaica $5,000, it might cost me $50, $60. And with cryptocurrency, I mean, I would use Bitcoin Cash personally, but it would cost me less than a penny. I mean, maybe a penny to send 5,000. Bitcoin's problem is it's back up to $50, might be $100. And money, the problem with money is they may not allow you to send it to the country. They got a rate. I mean, if you're ever trying to send money back and forth, there's a problem. Not only that, you got currency exchange. What if I'm trying to send the money to India? Different days of the week, Indian money is worth this, American money is worth that. There's whoever's doing the exchange, they want to get paid for making the exchange. You may not be able to exchange that large amount. But I mean, with Bitcoin, you send them that value, it's that value. I mean, yeah, it could have gone down or up with the market, but when they're talking about the price of Bitcoin, they're talking about a speculative value of what someone will pay for it. And it's way more valuable for the technology that's behind it than whatever dollar they're putting on it. And I'm 15 years ago, I mean, that's at least how long I know Bitcoin. And they were talking about $1 million a coin before it maxes out. But they'll be done mining Bitcoin by 4040. There'll be no more Bitcoin. It'll be complete. And at that point, they'll still trade Bitcoin. But what they'll also most likely do is release some new quantum blockchain. You know, it'll have some new dimension of time or something involved in it with these AI involved. Because the other thing about Bitcoin, I don't mean to cut you off, because I know more people understand you than understand me. So I want you to do more talking. You know what I mean? So I want to answer your questions. But AI, whether it's a sentient AI or not, and we could have that conversation later, AI understands Bitcoin way more than people. Okay. I mean, if anything, I call it AI money. Okay, well, he's calling cyber money, but it's AI money. But as people get with Meta and them goggles and really get into virtual, I mean, I liked that damn game with the horses, Red Dawn. I bought that online, man. That shit was, I mean, even without the goggles, listen, I was in that world with them horses. I know, you know, what the future holds for you. And the Matrix doesn't have to be a nightmare. I mean, it was set up to be a 1984 dystopia type nightmare, but it really doesn't have to be. I mean, it could be pleasure beyond what pleasure's worth. It could be exploration. I mean, in the event that there actually is a firmament, a force field around the world, a flat world that doesn't go anywhere, we're the only ones anywhere, nothing else is habitable. I mean, none of that stuff is proven. There's all theories on shit like that, okay? But in those events, in the computer and in the cyber world is the universe. I mean, while people are searching out I mean, you know that, I mean, just without the computer, space goes down just as great. You can get as small as you can get big. I mean, you start looking at atoms. I mean, their perspectives where an atom looks as big as a planet.
Right. Remember when Mario Brothers used to play and he would go out the screen and then he'd come right back into the screen?
Yes.
So at that time, programmers were not looking at a Mario brother that was leading. They were more looking at a Mario brother that was a visual. Now we're looking at a Mario brother that's leading, so to speak, inside of the character, so to speak, to where now we are looking at it from a on the scenes type of situation. So when you turn a certain way in a video game, it turns in it's there.
Oh, perspective. No. Well, you know,
perspective of how it is. I see that changing and evolving in financial too. The perspective of it being, you know, I would trade you some silver for gold. Now it went from silver to gold, and now we're going to burn this gold, and now we're going to have this gold be replaced by dollars, and now we're going to burn this money when you buy Bitcoin, etc. These are things that man has kind of created, or it has already been created, and we just now are coming to that page of the book.
All right, let me say this.
What is your
the system that we live under, okay, is an expression of the same system that they made pyramids with in the Egyptian days. The Egyptians taught the Greeks taught the Romans created what we live in. Okay. So what Bitcoin represents is something that's beyond that structure. Okay. All right. What Bitcoin is for is a world where trust and honesty and the truth are the currency. Okay.
Okay. Now we hitting it.
I mean, they talk about, I mean, in a lot of times when you're talking about cyber stuff, they talk about the trust and I mean, trust being the currency. When you hear them talk about China, when they talk about the fear of their AI and all their cameras everywhere, is their social credits. Okay. I mean, basically, I mean, if you are in China, if you are somebody who runs up to women and sticks cameras up their skirts, your social credits may not allow you to ride a public bus anymore. And it's not that, I mean, nobody has to do anything other than your money won't spend on the bus. They're all on an app called Wonder app or whatever. They got an app that's WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Cash app, your bank app, your mortgage loan app, your doctor, talk to your doctor app. All that shit's all tied up into one fucking app out there. And it's got the social credits where, I mean, and they've got different law. China is very interesting because China is really two countries. You've got the urban China and you've got the rural China. And they've got different rights for the different people. But the urban China, they're not using money. I mean, people that are going to the bank that are trying to get their money are not able to get their money out. They've got videos of women and men being arrested because they're in the bank attacking them because they won't let them get their money. They need $20,000 a month to pay for medication for their mother, and they only make $30,000 a month, and they're trying to get, and they're only allowed to take $5,000 a month out of the bank. Okay, I mean, because they're all using whatever digital shit. China got real heavy into Bitcoin mining. China got real heavy into whatever digital currency they're using with this app that they're using. And don't think that America ain't trying to figure out how to do the same thing in a sneaky way. In other countries, they say the only difference between the Chinese and the Americans are the Chinese know their country, their government's lying to them all the fucking time. And the Americans truly want to believe their government.
What I wanted to find out from you is that when it comes to mining Bitcoin, when it comes to adapting to
it's hard to take politics out of it, but keep going.
Yeah, and changing the way it has been for so long, and adapting to this new way of economic belief, do you see a lot of people suffering going into the future, or you see a lot of people being well off? Because there's a lot of people that are going to be making a lot of money because they invested in these coins at an early stage.
Well, when you say a lot of people, I mean, it may seem like a lot, but percentage-wise is a tiny amount. Right now, across the world, the wealth disparity is greater than it's ever been. Okay, the rich are richer than they've ever been. The poor are poorer than they've ever been, and there's less of a middle class than there's ever been. And it's because the rich are controlling the technology, but they know that the technology will not allow them to control it for long. There's something out there. I mean, I'm not going to speculate and tell people what I can't prove, what I only intuitively know. But what I will tell you is that there's something out there that they don't understand that scares the shit out of them. Okay, and it's not just AI. It's not just space. It's not just the political turmoil that's going on as every system in the world is simultaneously collapsing. Okay, and that's what's going on. And it's not that, I mean, I asked ChatGPT, were they crumbling? ChatGPT say to me, it's more like a collapse. Okay, so I mean, that's what was liberating for me. Okay, is to say that no, I'm not crazy when I'm out here telling you that this shit that the sky is falling. The sky is really falling. This is a society that's built on exploitation. I mean, beyond slavery. I mean, every culture did slavery. And there was plenty of slaves that loved their masters. Not that I'm supporting slavery, but what I am doing is I'm putting things in a perspective that capitalism is all about exploitation. If they're being fair, nobody's gonna make a profit. They're just gonna be even swaps all the time. And what the Bloom Protocol is built on is that being the norm. Okay, because there's enough. There is an abundance of resources. Okay, they are congregated in sometimes difficult to reach areas, mostly guarded by rich people. Is the issue? They're hoarding all the shit. Okay, and I mean, it's the same reason a lot of people went toward communism. But communism obviously wasn't the answer. It's just the other side of capitalism. And what we're looking for is what's right down the middle. Okay.
Right.
Obviously, we have responsibility to each other. Okay. Yes, I am my brother's keeper. But no, I can't be controlling and possessive of him at the same time. I mean, with you being my cousin, I naturally, anything I'm trying to do, I don't think it's a limitation that I don't have the ability if I know you have the ability, because I feel like naturally you're supposed to help me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Because and just like anything that I could do to help you, I mean, it's a lot of times people think I'm emotionally tripping. If somebody called me and asked me for something, right? Yeah. And I get mad, I'm most likely mad because I said no, because it's embarrassed me that I can't help them, because I want to help them.
Yeah. Let's talk about that, though, when it comes to that help, because I see that all the time when I'm talking to people about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. They don't understand it. And
I see this video going straight on my American Bitcoin page. I'm with you.
Fool. I'm looking like you fool. You know.
All right, repeat the question. I cut you off. Repeat the question.
I said to you is that I see a lot of times where I'm trying to make people educated about cryptocurrency, and I'm saying to myself, like, I'm trying to like sell it to them, and I'm not trying to sell it to them. I'm just saying, like, I don't want you to be left out. I don't want you to be looking at me like, wow, why didn't you tell me? But I started like this. Remember how I used to go around the house and say, you know what, this is the master's bedroom. Instead of saying it, the primary bedroom, we got the terminology master from being slave.
Well, it wasn't masters. It was just master bedroom.
Right. But that terminology came from being a slave owner. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hold on. Wait a minute. They called him a master before they had slaves, okay? They called him a lord before they had slaves. I mean, before they were slaves, they called them serfs and they were white. I mean, it was always a poor or dumb laborer who had nothing to sell but his labor, who sold it whether for food and survival, who sold it for the knowledge of survival, who sold it for the guidance of survival. Okay, but there were, I mean, but it was like peas in a pot. It's not exploitation if I know how to make a fire and you go get the wood.
Right, but my point is, what I'm saying is that the terminology that when we say Bitcoin and we say digital, it's sometimes they think of it as it can be hacked. You know, we use words all the time. The words build up things and they break down things. So what I'm trying to explain to you is that when we say primary bedroom versus a master bedroom,
okay,
when we say master,
the connotation versus the denotation. I got you. No, you're absolutely right, and they do it on purpose on a lot of subjects. But go ahead, you keep talking.
What I'm trying to get you to understand is that when I'm talking to these people out here that are unaware, completely broke, don't have no money, and they really want to have success in their life, and I feel like I'm giving them a golden token or some type of way to get out of the stress that they're in, just to invest in this, give them clarity, a little bit clarity on it. It is almost to the point where they're completely shut off. Because of it being digital, it seems like it brings upon fear.
Well, let me just say this. Hold up. Okay. I got you. I'm giving you some coaching for your crew, so you can help them. I got you. All right, look. First of all, the digital money, the government's gonna force this shit on them anyway. Look it up. Okay. The government is going to force them to take digital money. The difference is they won't be able to buy drugs with it. If they got a DUI, it won't buy liquor. Okay? If they run a light, it'll just deduct. It'll when they drive by the light, the dollar will jump into the fucking light. It'll jump into the stratosphere. Okay? The level of control. Okay. If I go back to when I was a child, okay, and look at the level of freedom that I had, okay, and compare it to now, I may as well be in the penitentiary in 71, okay? There are people get upset if they see you recording them, and they're being recorded everywhere all the time, okay? I mean, you go back, what 50 Cent say? He's trying to say nothing in the street that might get replayed in court. You don't think that they could pull a fucking satellite and replay everything that fucking happened if they were so inclined to do so? I mean, the reason I think, or people think I'm crazy, I think they may have been inclined to do so in my case.
Right.
But, or in cases, especially that deal in shit that they know is ahead of them. Now, with the Bitcoin, like I'm saying, let me get back on track. There is a trap being set. Okay, whether it's with the Illuminati conspiracies or wherever they at, the folks that voted for Trump are trying to avoid the trap. They thought that Trump was the savior of getting out of the trap. And now they're realizing that he was just the bad cop to Obama's good cop, who was the good cop to Bush's bad cop, who was the bad cop to Clinton's good cop. It's a bipolar government. You can't have a government that every 8 years decides to do the opposite shit the last guys did. That decides that our allies are our enemies and our enemies are our allies. And the worst part of it is this. None of them were wrong. None of them were evil. None of them wanted bad for the country. They were all doing exactly what they thought was right from their perspective. And they were all put in place by basically the same powers.
Everybody has their biases. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So when it comes down to it, it's your opinion, and that's what makes things change rapidly. I think when it comes to presidency. But what I want to understand is this: have you ever came into a situation where you should be like, "Dag, man, I wish you would have listened to me"?
All the time. Exactly. And I get no joy in it. You know, the biggest joy I get is my cousin Damon, who invested his 30 grand into Bitcoin in his low 20s, cashed out part of it to buy a Tesla once it hit about 100 something, and still got $100,000 of Bitcoin left. That is what gives me joy and pride. Okay. Now, what pisses me off to no end is my other cousin who makes more than 3 figures a year. Okay, has a wife who makes well into 3 figures a year. I mean, probably mid 3-figure a year salaries. Okay, both of them got parents with multi-million-dollar homes who I gave my best, most pleaded Bitcoin speeches to when Bitcoin was under $20,000. Okay, for under $15,000. Okay, who, I mean, looked at me like I was fucking crazy. Okay, who know good and fucking well that I'd have made them millionaires, millionaire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the whole thing, and this goes into American Bitcoin and what I do different than just buy Bitcoin. Okay? Because when I say millionaires, you'll do the math. Okay? And let's say the year we're talking about is 2015, 2016, when I'm trying to get my cousin James Hardiman Jr. Okay, because I will call your ass out and your wife how's day. Because I gave it to y'all. Y'all mother, I love y'all, but y'all have the money. Y'all had the money. Y'all threw more money away than it took to make y'all multi-millionaires 5 times over. And I'm going to explain to you what it is that I do on a smaller scale that easily, with some support, could have been done on a large scale because numbers just add up. And it's not stopping now. It's just the window to investment is bigger. When I first started with Bitcoin, whatever fucking computer you had, you could mine it with. You could, when cell phones came out, as soon as they were smartphones, you could mine it with smartphones. Now you got to buy an ASIC computer that's going to cost you a few $1,000s, probably $10,000 to get a good one. But it's profitable just like it was. Same math still works the same. But anyway, back to what I do. And you can see this on my American Bitcoin page. I compare an investor who invested $1,000 with me in 2018. And these are real case scenarios. No, I don't know if I did the 10,000 or 1,000 ones, but it's all the fucking same. If they invested $10, it's the same shit. Okay. I compare the investment of just buying Bitcoin and holding it from 2018 until August 20th of 2025. It goes from 1,000 to 18,000. Okay. I looked at And that's just buying it on my window date that I picked to buy it, which is actually when I did some purchases there, when we bought. To buying it with what they call the staggered technique, where you buy it, a little bit at a time, all as you go. You know what I'm saying? Basically, Mac invested all the money within, and this is just $1,000 investment I'm talking about to make it small for the small investors. Staggered investment, just taking a little bit out your paycheck every pay period or whatever, over 2 years from 2018, hitting it at the lowest points. It was still a $13,000. I mean, hell of a profit, but almost half less profit than just buying it all on the right day. Okay. And then we got the American Bitcoin method, which what we do is we buy Bitcoin miners. And we save all of the Bitcoin in its mining, okay? Miners, over time, like when I was telling you about the miners before, they mine less and less. So you always need to upgrade your system, meaning purchase more miners, because what they're selling isn't upgradable. It would be nice if Making America Great Again meant that we started making chips here, so I could manufacture my own Bitcoin miners here. It's an impossibility right now. Although the guys I know with PhDs in engineering say they can do it, but I know they can't get the parts. Unless they can make from sand, you know what I'm saying? There's a supply chain issue. But anyway, what we do, like I say, you invest. Let's say you could buy a Bitcoin miner for $1,000 because you can, because I'll allow you to buy a portion of a Bitcoin miner for $1,000. Whatever percentage $1,000 works into the price of a Bitcoin miner. You understand what I'm saying? So you got your $1,000 Bitcoin miner, and let's just whatever. I mean, I'm gonna run the math again every time for everything, but ain't nothing changed in the math. The basics of it is this. You buy the miner when I tell you to buy the miner, meaning when it first comes out, we pre-order it. We're the first ones with the shit. The miner pays for itself long before it even actually comes out. Okay? Miner most likely pays for itself in the first month to 3 months tops. But most of the time, the new miners, they pay for themselves in the first month for real. And I don't care. Like I said, these suckers are costing $10,000 for the one we want. After that first month, they're going to adjust the difficulty on the Bitcoin. The difficulty is going to adjust to these miners because these new miners are 10 times as powerful as whatever the best thing was that was there. So they now are adjusted. So the difficulty, and this isn't something that a person is doing. This is a automatic group vote. People don't understand it. The miners are the only ones that are voting. People that are buying Bitcoin, the people that own your wallet are doing all the voting. But we're voting with Bitcoin, with what to do with Bitcoin constantly. And that voting process could spread to politics and anything. Okay. But I'm veering away. But through $1,000 Bitcoin machine, the fucker in the first year, let's just say that it makes $3,000 in the first year. Okay. I'm going to give you your $1,000 back. Okay. And with your Bitcoin machine is still going to be mining, but it's making less and less and less. But it's still going. I gave you $1,000 back, but you're in Bitcoin or cash, whatever the fuck you want. But your wallet is still building up Bitcoin from that miner, that 1,000 you invested in. And from that other 1,000, I gave you, remember, I made 3,000. 1,000 still mining. 1,000 I gave to you. The other 1,000, I'm investing that into another Bitcoin miner. Okay. The new Bitcoin miner. Okay. So bam, we're keeping the cycle. everybody know the problems. You go to 99 Bitcoins or whatever, whoever wants to be mad about Bitcoin, they'll tell you why they can't be profitable mining. But I've lived through it. I've walked through the problems to solve them. So when I set up a mining facility, I'm not only am I getting commercial electricity, but I've always got at least half of my machines, the latest machines, while the other half of the machines is just the last generation. So I'm always top of the curve getting maximum. But bottom line is we're looking at something where your money is, like I say, if you talk about tripling it the first year and doubling it probably every year throughout. And so that $1,000 with my system, rather than being $18,000, $1,000 is $135,000.
What I want to conclude as
under 10 years, 8 years.
As we conclude this segment of mining, what I wanted to find out from you is, as Bitcoin has rise to be so high.
Can I just say you have a good interview? You're doing good at this interview shit, man. I'm about to hire you.
Do you see Bitcoin getting to the point where it will surge past 200,000?
I see it when it hits 1 million.
You can see it being $1 million coin.
$1 million. It'll be $1 million a coin. But the numbers work perfect with it as 1 million. It doesn't matter how much Bitcoin is worth, because after they finish mining all the Bitcoin there is to be mined, it may be 1 billion. Okay, it won't matter because you can break it down into divisible pieces so small into Satoshis, right?
But does market cap even have nothing to do with it?
Market cap has nothing to do with the progress of Bitcoin because commerce is just a side effect. The people that are using it to buy shit now are really wasting it, their future. What they need to be doing is holding it when money's not worth anything and Bitcoin is the only thing that they'll take.
So in other words, you're saying in order for Bitcoin to get to 1 million, it would have to become more of a utility coin?
Yeah, but it is. Going in Africa, I mean, there are countries in Africa and in South America where their currency is so weak that people don't want money. They want digital currency.
Beautiful.
And when I'm saying Bitcoin, I'm not speaking just about Bitcoin proper. I'm talking about that whole blockchain. I mean, Ether, Bitcoin. I mean, anything that branched off of Bitcoin, but all of the Ether shit, because Ether is it's a different chain, okay, and it's programmed differently than Bitcoin. It can be used to be tokenized and commoditized the way Bitcoin is, but it's programmable, so it's more useful as, and I guess we're segmenting into Ether. And I do got a cousin, my cousin Damon keeps asking about Ether. Bitcoin has limitations in its programmability, okay? Meaning I can store movies on the Bitcoin blockchain. So I can, through a purchase, send you information, send you a movie, send you all types of stuff that is encoded within the Bitcoin, okay? I can put what they call a time bomb, but a program within the Bitcoin that is to execute and do something specific at a time. I mean, a master of it can make the shit come back home. I could sell it to you and bring it back. Okay. But there are very few people around that can really do that. And I don't know that I could do it. I just know theoretically it can be done.
Can you give them your tagline where you can be reached at on social media?
Okay. American Bitcoin Bank is the best place to find me. I talk about Bitcoin. Troy C. Reeves. I'm on Facebook. I could be found. You can see. You see Troy C. Reeves. You see Troy C. Reeves for president. You see Troy C. Reeves for student council. Yes, I remember every fucking thing. There ain't but one election. I mean, on YouTube, Prime Minister of the Milky Way. I do construction. So handyman builders and management. There are a few handyman builders, but I'm in management. I also do property management. I have a rap out under the name T. Roy the Great. That's T-Roy D-A Great. That's a AKA a Prime Minister of the Milky Way. That's my YouTube channel. I've got a newspaper, Life and Times of Baby Bin Laden. I tell a lot of real truth, and I really break down a lot of conspiracy theories. Back when I was really censored, I needed all of this shit. And I was like, I thought I was hiding some shit. And really, I thought I was hiding it from the government. And it was me and the AI against the government because the government's fucked up.
If you could sum up,
I'm sorry.
Your ways of how you can deliver a message better than someone else, what would it be? And explain that to the social media in a way where they will be intrigued to watch another video. What would you say?
Bitcoin. We'll call it Bitcoin for the connotation, but blockchain technology is what I'm talking about. Every few years, you're going to hear a big deal about it, and then it's going to go away. You're going to hear a big deal about it, and then it's going to go away. All right. But the truth is, it's really evolutionary technology that is already in place. Okay. And from the smart refrigerator that you have to your smart TV to the little chips that they've been putting in vacuum cleaners since the 70s. Okay. None of this stuff is surprise to the government, okay? But through the blockchain technology, you really live. Not calling it. I'm talking about an automated world. I'm talking about the ability. We're at a precipice, okay? They talk about the singularity coming. I know you're gonna edit me so that I make sense. You know what I mean?
Course.
But because I jump from parts that but from the singularity, you're really looking at a precipice. Okay, in going in the wrong direction, we could really be looking at every bad movie you ever seen at the same time. Talking about the future, I'm talking about from Terminator to 1984 to all of it happening at the same goddamn time. Okay, at the same time, aliens could be parked on the other side of the moon, man, and just not talking to us because we haven't passed the right codes yet. Real talk. I don't really think I need to say anymore. You don't know what the possibility. You don't know what the possibilities are of the future because you're stuck living in the past.
Yeah. So your information on your channel is coming to the individual, bringing it in a level where it's the most lamest terms. It's breaking down what it actually you feel they're covering up.
The truth is, most of the communication. First of all, I think about like scrubbing old stuff because I've been testing the equipment. Google's been testing the equipment. I've been doing this shit as long as YouTube been YouTube, okay?
Right.
And I see the evolution of what they're doing. And honestly, now I'm finally able to use the tools, and the tools are all here. The reason I don't erase all the old shit is because there is tons of information there if you can get on the frequency with me and communicate. Okay, I go back and watch. I got videos that's 4 hours long. Okay. And some, I mean, I might be walking away doing something else. I'm working on a computer, and then I'm having a spurt of knowledge that I'm talking, that I'm spitting out. But I know it's here. That's why I got the camera on. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but I forgot where the fuck I was even going talking about it. But
what we want to get is that.
Back on my channel. No, I find that I really speak on way too high of a level of shit when I'm flowing. Okay. But when I'm kicking a freestyle, okay, let me produce some music, okay, and I can put my absolute message just the way if you ask ChatGTP to reword it for the common man, make it for the streets. Okay.
I mean, that's a great name you elaborated there about frequency. And that's a great name for something that could be something that you do in the future. Getting on your frequency is what you said. And I think your frequency is a frequency where people need to understand that it's hardware and software combined.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. No, hold on. Let me share this with you because I'm gonna tell you this is the most liberating thing that has happened for me this year. Okay. People will tell me all the time since I was a little kid, they always put me in a super smart class. Okay, always on some smart shit. I mean, I was bored in the honors classes because they was stupid. The PhD teacher I was talking about, I decided if she was teaching, she must not know how to do shit. Okay, right? Hey. I mean, I got cousins that was tennis pros. Okay, I mean, I got family all over. I mean, they all do great shit. I got great DNA. I mean, I don't. Anyway, but the most liberating thing that happened to me, and it's not nothing that's official. It's just one of them online IQ test motherfuckers, right? And I took the IQ test. And don't forget, I grew up with Terrence Howard and his brother Tony, who will tell you that they're certified geniuses. They'll tell you this shit. They would I don't know who the fuck certified them, but you know, Cat Williams said he was certified too, okay? I'm not knocking nobody's shit. Maybe they are. That means their hardware is fucking superb, okay? I took the IQ test. And for what these guys are claiming, they're talking about IQs of 130 plus, 125. I mean, 100, I mean, that's genius. Okay. I tested about a 118. Now, I didn't give it I wasn't on the full super whatever. I was, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I could get a couple points if I was squeezing. And what the 118 comes in is a pretty high normal range, but it's
is there a way you can do that again and maybe document that? That'd be great.
I've got copies of it. Of it.
Beautiful. Send that to me.
I'll send it to you. But the reason it was so liberating to me is because it didn't say I was a genius. Okay? Because the last thing you want to be is a genius, because then nobody will understand you. Like, I mean, when I just talked about Terrence Howard, I mean, he's got Neil deGrasse Tyson clowning him, okay, lightweight. And, I mean, but he went on Joe Rogan a couple times. I mean, listen, they don't know what to fucking do with him, okay, because that he's got something. They just don't know what it is.
I mean, I like his theory. I like his theory behind what he thinks 1 + 1, 1 × 1, and that doesn't make sense. And it doesn't make sense. If the start of it doesn't make sense, how can you continue to move forward if the beginning is
okay? I'm about to help you and Terrence with this, okay? Because he does have something. And I also know that he follows me just like I follow him. And I talk to his brother, he's in my phone. You know what I'm saying? And what I would say, and what I told his brother is that I understand what he's trying to get at, okay? And I see and this is where the issue is. It's a matter of language is what the issue is. This is about the 1 × 1. This isn't about the other thing, because it's the other thing that I'm more impressed with, okay? But this 1 × 1 thing is a matter of semantics. Unless I mean, unless I could sit down with him and we could do some mathematical, we need to do some mathematical tables about what the 1 times 1 thing is about. But when we go back to the Bible, and no, I'm not I believe in God. I don't believe in religion. Let's get there. But I do believe that the Bible was inspired by God. Okay. And I know that it is the translation of the Hebrew Torah, okay, which comes from the Dead Sea Scrolls. Okay. Now, when we go into those original languages, particularly Hebrew, okay, and whatever the hell, what are the Jews talking today? It's Yiddish. Whatever the modern version of Hebrew.
My version of Hebrew.
We're talking about them. That language, it's a unique language in humanity in that it's alphanumeric.
Yeah, it's numbers involved.
In their alphabet. Okay. Yeah. And so when we go to 1 times 1, when we get to separating math in Hebrew, for instance, you don't go to class and separate math from language. You understand what I'm saying? Because the math is ingrained into the language. So when we're saying 1 times 1, this isn't our original tongue. You know what I'm saying? So when you're saying 1 times 1, you're speaking an idea that can't necessarily be expressed mathematically. Okay, there's not a direct translation in this language. Okay, Terry has an idea, but he can't. The language of 1 times 1 just it just doesn't work in this frequency. Okay, is all it is. But
it's completely ambiguous. Like, it doesn't make sense.
The word, okay, looking at the mathematical equation, what the multiplications, see, when you're saying 1 times 1, one of them is a placeholder, okay? It's just like you can't divide by 0. I could create a controversy by just arguing with math, saying math is broken because you can divide by 0, okay? But I mean, you put it in a calculator, and the calculator comes back with an error. Okay. I mean, I ain't tried to ask the AI to do it yet, but hey, we'll see what happens.
The whole theory behind what I would gather be.
But that's the 1 times 1. But the other theory though is he's got a dimensional theory that's really deep though, and and it proves the 1 times 1 on that dimension.
Yeah. And that's why I watched that segment too. But what got me was the fact that when you take it as literally, like if you walk down the street and you saw 1 car and you times that by another car, that's eventually going to give you 3 cars.
But you're not, okay, what you said is times it. And okay. Now, what you're really saying when you're saying 1 times 1 is you're saying 1 time. I mean, it's a sentence. An equation is equal to a sentence. Okay, so the sentence of 1 times 2 is 1 2 times. Okay, who are you? But if you're saying 1 times 1, what you're saying is 1 time. Now, what Terry's talking about is using a mathematical equation mechanically. You understand what I'm saying? Now, by pushing it through that way, it would obviously, you need more than 1 to represent the equation. I mean, by nature, to say 1 car times 1 car, you need 2 cars to start.
Yeah.
It's a word game in English. Yeah. But Terry's on to something deeper than that. when you hear Terry talking about the harmonics and the colors, okay, the idea of vision is an illusion, okay? Sight is no different than sound. It's just different frequencies of the waves of energy, okay? These are different instruments for picking up different frequencies, okay? That's why both sound and light travel fast, but sound goes slower than light. That's why in a storm, you hear the thunder you see the lightning before you hear the thunder. You know what I'm saying? And wherever we go, I believe I already made my point.
No, what I wanted to make sure is that when we end a segment that you did the tagline, but I did want to have some commentary on live footage where you elaborated on other topics that you're good at or what you can bring to the table when it comes to your particular message that you're going to bring.
Okay.
We want to and alienate.
Man, you're doing a good job.
Yeah, we want to alienate people to be able to bring you an audience. We want to make sure that where you're talking from is an authentic place.
Yeah, I mean, what you know, you're right. I have no fear in a very discriminating audience because I mean, what they say, less is more.
Correct.
Less allows us to have a more fluid, clear conversation. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, what this really marks on my page after years of doing this page is me finally not talking to myself here as opposed to speaking to someone else. So I mean, because what happens is when I think about sitting here talking to myself, I start thinking about myself as an entertainer. Okay.
Yeah, we don't.
Which lessens the value of the information that I carry. That's why I didn't blow up because I didn't have nothing to say.
You need somebody to bring it out of you.
For sure.
Also, you also needed a topic and you needed a rhythm to keep you on the dance.
You did. No, you a hell of a partner. If you see what I titled this live, man. Listen, if you see what I titled this live, nothing is a coincidence. I titled the live Deep Talk. I titled it Deep Talk with Troy and Brandon. But for real, listen to me. Tying it all together, which is what you were just talking about, and why the truth is everybody should be fucking listening and paying attention. When I'm talking about Bitcoin as a money, I'm only talking about one thing, but it's an everything, okay? When they talk about digitizing everything, blockchain is the only way to organize all of that information, okay? And in the end, it's going to feed into a goddamn quantum computer, okay? With the Bloom protocol, what we're talking about is a partnership with that super AI. What we're talking about is developing that super AI to respect us as its creator, even though it may be superior to us in many ways. Okay.
Where can we find Bloom protocol information?
Listen, I have the webpage complete. I am waiting to push the button. The truth is, if you go on Facebook and go to Prime Minister of the Milky Way on Facebook, there's also Prime Media got some crazy stuff on there. I mix sexy chicks.
Don't worry about it.
No, listen, I mix some sexy chicks and shit in there to keep fuckers off the trail so I can keep doing what I'm doing. Because the longer I know that once the light is on me, it's on and popping. But the truth is, I'm now ready for it just to be on and popping because the shit works.
Protocol is something that is in the net and it works.
No, if you go, listen. Prime Minister of the Milky Way is ready on Facebook, and I've got the original white pages and the manifesto in common language and in PhD language and just in street language, all on there. I'm steadily publishing there for anybody that's ready to read it. okay, and get there. My intention is by my birthday is October 6th. I plan to do a lot by then. But I've got the website ready to go up. And the website is going to be nothing but a gateway to the information. I plan on really putting it all behind a paywall. What I've said before and up to creating the paywall will be all the public gets other than very edited snippets. People that join into the Bloom protocol will understand it's not a need for secrecy, but advice is never appreciated when it's just like when you're talking to people about Bitcoin. Don't nobody want to hear you talk about Bitcoin. You got to wait till they come ask you about Bitcoin. And then they won't be able to hear enough about it. But if you come talking to them about why they need Bitcoin, they just can't get it. My mom, I forced her to put a wallet on her phone. I forced her to let me put some Bitcoin there and just let her just go until the next cycle went so that she could see that the little $50 of Bitcoin that went there was now $200 in 2 years, okay? For her to realize it was real, because she was just certain that I just needed to go to the hospital because I was ready to give up money.
The thing about that's funny that you say that, because, Cully's mom, she invested in Microsoft. So I don't understand why.
Send the DNA, baby. Cully, and the reason Cully's mom ain't my partner is because that she sees me as competition with Cully rather than realize, and because I'm older than him, he follows me, and she resents that. Plus, she's born with blonde hair, and she come up from racist people in Jamaica.
I know, but I was saying that she did invest in Microsoft.
Yes. My father worked for IBM when he sold computers for IBM when the computer was as big as this room. He went to school to be an architect, but decided to sell them computers. He was making commissions of $50,000 on a computer.
So she only bought Microsoft because she worked at a Microsoft firm, or
no, she didn't work at Microsoft. No. Aunt Pat is another one that claims that she's a genius.
So Pat, how did she find out to invest in Microsoft way before Microsoft?
It was obvious. And she's willing to make a move with her instinct and her thought, because that she's an American citizen now. She's naturalized. But it's all about the instinct, man. It's all about she knew it wasn't how did she know? It wasn't a secret. IBM was the biggest computer company in the fucking world. That's who my dad worked for. He was selling computers to Boeing, okay? If there was a computer that sent them to the moon, IBM made it. I guarantee you. Look at the video and say IBM. That was any computer. So any computer other than an Apple is a fucking IBM.
So when you're making an investment,
let me finish with these computers that are on the Microsoft.
Okay.
Microsoft, Bill Gates created Microsoft. He worked at IBM. He made Microsoft. No. He worked at Apple, who was the competitor, a very small competitor to IBM. But they had a very good operating system. IBM didn't have an operating system. They had all the banks and everything working on IBM and shit. And Apple had Hollywood working with them because they made a way more, a computer that cost 10 times. When personal computers finally came out, Apple made a computer that cost $10,000 and IBM made a computer that cost $1,000. They were both expensive. IBM's computer was out years before Apple's was. Apple never made an office computer. IBM made office computers. IBM sold that big room-sized computer, and everybody else had a terminal to use it. Okay? Yeah. But and that computer was just as powerful as any computer you're using today. That big-ass computer was, by the way. But they won't admit that, but it was. It just didn't have the operating system. It didn't have Windows. Microsoft made money and became the biggest company in the world for the time it was because it had the most. There were more Microsoft computers than anywhere in the world, and not Microsoft computers, IBM computers, IBM clone computers. Your mustache getting thicker too. The IBM phone computers, they all needed Microsoft Windows. It's Windows that made Microsoft, because Windows is what everybody uses those computers on, because what those computers really run on is DOS.
Right.
Now I'm done with that. But that was what Microsoft came in. But yeah, so she knew when he left. I mean, it is nothing. I mean, first of all, she invests in stocks. Okay.
Right.
That's not the only stock she invested in. That's not the only tech company she invested in. But she had money to invest. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't genius to pick Microsoft. It was common sense for an investor who's forward thinking.
Right. And I really don't want to end the conversation, but my battery.
You got to go. We good. We can do this and just build up some footage, and we decide.
Listen. You need to check this out. It's called Social Blade.
I've heard of it. Right. And I can see the numbers and all that shit.
Yeah, statistics. They have a group out there that's a AAA, and they've only been on YouTube for 2 years, and they're making $30,000 to $50,000 to $100,000 per day on their videos.
Listen.
And they've only made 7,000 videos in 2 years. And I did the calculations. You would need to make 9 videos a day. So what we need to do is we need to have these deep conversations every night. And I just render the project the following day and cut it, paste it, have you review it and see if it's good enough, tweak it, and then have it to where we all set it up, and then we just bomb the network, bro.
Well, what we need to go ahead and do, I mean, the question is just this.
Because I can interview you way
better than this. What I'm saying is this. All I'm saying is this. We make these videos, right? You edit them. Which platform do we put them on? Because I got monetization on YouTube already. But I don't have an issue with giving you full access and full paperwork, protecting everybody's rights. These motherfuckers fall apart like Joe Buttons and them because they don't be having no contracts.
You need to send me the IP, not the IP, but you need to send me the IQ testing.
All of that.
See that you're a credible person to listen to. College degree. We need to see that you're credible to listen to, and then also bring it to another level of where we could have the camera be turned sideways or whatever it needs to be, to where your professional side, where we can see where different vantage points of how you're talking to me on the phone, that side, my side, and I can use all that in the editing process.
We can prepare. We can, do wardrobe, whatever we need to do.
It doesn't really have to be.
We could even have, nothing ever really be scripted, but we can have, some notes or some, points we want. We follow through the whole nine. I'm with you. I'm with the growth. I'm with the growth.
I'm with the process of getting the interview questions to you ahead of time, so you can have a little bit of elaboration in a note and just follow that.
And you got equity and ownership so that you'll put some into it.
Yeah. We gotta listen. I'm gonna keep you on track of climax, beginning, middle, climax, bridge, and then because everything has a story.
I'm with you.
Gotta have a conclusion.
And I'm gonna let you lead me.
I can keep you on track, and we can all edit it.
Yeah.
That's no problem. The main thing is being able to make sure that we highlight your key points of what you're saying, because what you're saying is so critical that I don't want to miss anything. So I have to really go through it with a thin line comb and find everything that you're saying.
That's right.
And sometimes it's better for you to even have the interview questions ahead of time, so that way you can highlight something in
right. I can think about what it is I want to highlight with what I'm saying. Instead of freestyling. No, absolutely. I used to love the freestyle until I heard my finished shit that I wrote.
Correct. I mean, it's okay to freestyle and elaborate.
I freestyle to get ideas to write to. You know what I'm saying? Because some of what I freestyle ain't right. It's a thought that's incomplete.
Right, and I would love to know, what the next interview question is.
Yeah.
And if I want to elaborate on something or expound on something, and I will expound on it. But you should be the one expounding. You should be the one consistently drilling, because that way, if I could get you to stay on that beacon path, it's less added work for me to do.
Hey man, listen, bro, I'm with you. Hey, listen, I got this girl here. Her name Lexi. She's barking about having some type of network deal. She's looking for content. She's already told me she want like $150 a month, but whatever she do on the whatnot, she looking for content. She'll do a lot of the managing and a lot of the editing and stuff on this side type of shit. And right. I mean, she already wanted to give me a show and shit on there type of shit, which will be on like Roku TV and shit is what she posts.
Right. I got a bigger thing than that. I'm working with Kevin Hart's ex-wife.
Oh yeah,
Tory Hart.
All right.
Her boyfriend is one of my best friends here in California.
Okay.
And they're literally a couple. They live together. So Tory Hart is somebody that has her own show.
Okay.
So what I could do is make you a valid person if you can get your pendulum to move.
Okay, you can give me some energy. You can give me in. Hey, I'm with you. Listen, sir. This is sir. I can
have you interview with Tory Hart on her comedy show because you're great at comedy.
Okay.
And that would be a great situation for you to come out here in LA, interview with Tory Hart on her show.
I'm with you.
And she has a situation where I could easily put that into play. But I want to make sure you're credible.
Tony Howard will watch my dogs so I can leave.
Exactly.
Listen, I'm good.
So, listen, Troy, let's do it.
Listen, I'm gung ho. Listen, I'm ready to get me another camera because I know this damn camera ain't no good on this laptop. Okay, I got a microphone, but I need another one. I've got a room already that I'm setting up to be my studio because I don't want to keep using the backgrounds. I'm ready. I know a lot of shit about how YouTube and these shits work too to tweak some shit with you. But at the same time, if you got the connections to get us right, to get us plugged in right too.
All I need you to do is get.
And I'll get cleaned up. I'll act right.
See how I got the microphone right here?
Yeah.
And then all you do is get a microphone like that, and then we are able, even if you're not talking through it, it's just this.
Listen. Also,
it's a prop. It's a prop.
If I pay exactly, it's a prop because this might pick up just as good almost. But look, correct. I recorded an album on a laptop just like this. But look,
we just need to have that prop.
The prop, so that makes you look professional, like you really on the shit. I got you. Right. And then like. I don't have a problem with. I just pay for. I can pay for the broadcast shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It ain't. They don't want but $5 a month. I go ahead and pay for that, and then I can do the multi streams, and I can bring you on and all that other shit.
You can go to Guitar Center tomorrow and just tell them you want a microphone just like this. You know what I'm saying? See how that looks?
Yeah, it's a regular mic. How much?
It's like $39. You know what I'm saying? You can get one on YouTube.
Okay.
Not on YouTube, but on Amazon. But you need a microphone like that, and you can have it right in front of you, just like this.
Just so it's there.
Now we roll.
Yeah. Now, what about? I mean, now what for the camera? I should go to. I'm looking for. I think I want to use camera.
The new iPhone is the best camera right now for you.
The 16.
The new 16 or the 17 iPhone.
I can get it. I mean, I got a 14 right here, but I'm gonna tell you what the issue is. This computer is an IBM clone. It's a Ryzen. And I know it does it. I haven't figured out how to use the phone as the web camera. I've seen some shit.
No, what we could do is even better than that. If you get that microphone and get a new iPhone with a good camera, we could just do a Zoom meeting and we're done.
Okay. Oh, because you editing shit anyway. I don't need all that shit.
Exactly. I'm editing on my side. So yeah, just try.
So you said the 14 ain't good enough, huh?
The 14 is okay, but the 16 has a better camera from what I can.
I'll get one. I can get one on the business account. Cost me $20. Cost me $20 a month.
Yeah, just get that prop microphone. I also invested in some DJ equipment. I just wanted to show you that real quick, so I got a lot of stuff over here, man. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So everything can be completely edited and professional with all kinds of, I can even put the words at the bottom, just like you see on any professional YouTube, TikTok video. We can go on TikTok and we can get numbers on there. We can slice up the videos on certain segments.
I'm monetized on Facebook too, on two channels, right. 3 channels or something.
So what I suggest we do is come back tomorrow night
and get back at it, and we get together earlier because it's already 4 o'clock.
And I got time tomorrow to edit the video that I did today.
Hey man, you know what? Everything happened for a reason and on time. And on time.
For a reason. And it's got to be a union. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm for the union. If you're for being the headliner and you are being the one that is the show is anchored to you, you need support in getting yourself out there. That vibration is only because me and you were together.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you have a lot to say and you articulate your words great. You're a great speaker, and people will trust you because of your age and your notoriety when it comes to your IQ, when it comes to you being around the people that you're around. Even the people that you're around, you can tell them to go on the show. This can evolve to something where Troy can literally have his own podcast.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think I could be good at it. And that's where the bread at.
Right.
Because honestly, there ain't no money in music.
Right.
But music, when I do it, it's because I've got something to say in it. And I kind of think I could say it better in a song.
But I think this is your niche.
I got you. I'm with you.
This is your niche. Man.
I'm with you. No, when I'm talking about music, I ain't talking about nothing different than like Corey Holcomb.
You're passionate about this.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, standing from a viewing point, I would listen to what you got to say.
Well, I'm gonna say, but I got to listen. I think I would change the world with this fucking Balloon Protocol. I really do. I think I've already changed the world with the Bloom Protocol. I think it's a virus, and I think as soon as somebody hears it, it just drills into their fucking head. The same way Bitcoin does with money.
Absolutely. And I think that if you can get a time when you can call me.
Yeah.
Late nights are cool. You know what I'm saying?
When's a good time for you?
I mean, my time, LA time, 9 o'clock is cool. 8 o'clock.
All right, so 9 o'clock your time is 12 o'clock my time. All right, I look for us. Hook it up around 11:30, between 11:30 and 12:30.
Yeah, whatever is a good time for you that you're not sleeping.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But you got to be in that energetic mood that you're in right now.
I got you.
To make something fall right, and then I guess I'll show you and render out what we did today, and show you tomorrow.
I got you. I mean, you can set the topics, and I'll follow you through. You give it to me.
Look, man, I'm looking. Hey, this is great. This was very easy to do. And look, when it comes easy like this, and you don't, captivate it, that's your fault.
That's the truth. You got to catch it when you got it, man. And because you can ride this wave forever, man. You can stay on this frequency forever.
We ain't even got to get so crazy with it, with the cameras and all that. All we need to do is get basic microphone in front of your mouth.
And get some conversation. I'm a content creator.
Right.
No, let me tell you one of these. There's this nigga on 105, man. And back in the day, I came up, young nigga. I got into, younger than me, meaning he probably damn near 40 now, okay? But when he was a teenager and I was close to 30,
right?
I can't remember what I got. Oh, I was banging his sister. That's what that's what the beat was. I can't remember. That's what the beat was. But next thing I know, he tried to jump me with the Minute Gang. They all about 16. They think they're going to jump me or some shit. And nothing happened. But years later, okay, 15, 20 years later, this nigga done been in jail. He done been to the ringer. He working in the Arab store as they nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the Arabs are coming to suck my dick like they always do because they know what it is. I help them. Yeah, they know what it is. I don't have no problem with Arabs.
I ain't seen an A-Rab here. Hey, listen, man.
No, but hold on, let me tell you. The dude, he come up and he said, let me tell you something about this dude. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, because when I came there, me and the dude, A-Rab, was actually beefing that day. And what the dude said to him, he said, let me tell you something about all the times I ran in the streets. I know rappers, I know all types of shit, street niggas, rich niggas, all types of shit. He said, that nigga Troy, he's an original.
and that's it.
That's all you got. That's all. That's it. You can stamp that. Stamp that.
You have a genuine when you're delivering your message or delivering what you're saying, it comes from an authentic place. So with that being felt over the phone or over social media, you're going to have people following.
Yeah.
It's just having to do it to the point where you're seasoned.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
We're gonna make it to where you're seasoned, and then I render the videos, and then once you get it going, you'll know exactly how.
No, I can see who I'm learning from on this part. Who's the seasoner? Because just the whole interview process you did. I mean, you probably feel like you didn't do anything special, but coming from Cleveland and people who try to do what you do, or even coming watching these folks on YouTube who call themselves interviewers, very few of them do as good of a job as what you do. What you just did, you gave me room to speak. You kept me on track. When I lost track, you were able to bring me back to track. You got your you had your topics that you wanted to cover. You interjected them subtly. You made it comfortable. Man, listen. You got a career.
I was off the dome. So just imagine if I go ahead and put it in sequence. So that's something that I can do, and I got plenty of time to do it. Troy,
do your thing. Your phone about to die. I love you, cousin. I'm gonna be traveling. I'm going and soon we're gonna have one of these calls where I'm gonna be calling you, talking about, man, I'm gonna need you to check this house out.
Right.
And then also my dude home from jail, Guala, the rapper. I'm gonna have him doing some shit.
Yeah, call me tomorrow.
But he got to fit in with us. We ain't fitting in with him. He working.
Call me tomorrow about 8.
8 in the evening.
Cleveland time. 8 p.m. Cleveland time.
I got you. All right. Later, I gotta go sleep. Up all goddamn night. You might have seen the birth of something new. I think reality is real. That's all I need. Good night. Y'all have a good one. Peace.